Okay, so today is the second day of the trade war between Canada, Mexico, China, and the United States of America. So, Big Bad America decided that they're going to take on three countries. Three countries that I would say that the three countries that they probably depend on the most in terms of trade. And out of nowhere, like they just decide that okay, Donald Trump decide that let's just do this. So today I am in Ontario, and Ontario is the most populated province in Canada. And it's kind of a dark day. It's raining outside. So I just came on to give some update, and I'm looking at this trade war as much as people are looking at it in a negative way. I'm also taking the positive out of this trade war also. And what I've realized since this whole thing started over a month ago, since Donald Trump announced that he's going to put tariff and he extended it for a month, what I've realized is that I've been in Canada for roughly 16 years, and this is the most patriotic I've ever seen Canadians. So there's some good things coming out of this trade war. Canadians are very patriotic because one of the biggest problem that I've had since I've been in Canada is that Canadians seem to be some of the least patriotic people, the least patriotic that I've ever met out of any country that I've ever been to. And it's because a lot of the population are immigrants, and a lot of immigrants that come here, like they really have like more of a tie to their country, so they're not as patriotic to Canada. But what I've realized since this whole tariff war started, the trade war started between Canada and the United States of America over a month ago, like I've seen a lot of Canadians now being more patriotic. So I just came from the supermarket. An amazing thing that's happening. This started over a month ago because I think everybody knew that this was something that the possibility was there. So once Donald Trump announced it, people they started doing stuff. So I went into the supermarket, and most of the supermarket in Canada, when you go into the supermarket, they started it about 3 weeks ago. You have like a maple leaf because Canada represents our logo is the maple leaf. And you look anywhere in the supermarket, you look and you see a maple leaf. That means it's a Canadian product. So what the supermarkets are doing in Canada, they're making it easy for Canadians to choose items that were manufactured in Canada, food, Canadian products. So that is one of the most patriotic things that I've ever seen. And I'm just going to do overlayers of, and so you can have a look and see what it looks like in the supermarket. So from the meat section to the cheese section, the bakery section, everywhere you go in the supermarket, there's an overlay of where you see like the maple leaf, and you know that is Canadian. And that is a big deal because a lot of people are going into the supermarket and trying to read the label of stuff to see if it's from America or it's from Canada. Because as I mentioned in a previous video, Canada is the biggest purchaser of goods out of America. Like Canada purchased more goods from America than Mexico, Japan, and the United Kingdom combined. Just imagine that. Canada, just a little over 40 million people. Canada is one of the most underpopulated countries in the world. But still, we in Canada purchase more goods from America than Mexico. Mexico alone is 130 million. Mexico, the United Kingdom, and Japan. So with this thing now that we're doing, this is going to affect American business in America, that the trade that come across the border, like this is going to affect the American economy like big time. And a lot of people, Americans think that, oh no, like we don't need Canadians, like we can do without them, not realizing how intertwined the two countries are. And as I mentioned again in a previous video, that over 50% of the companies that operate in Canada are American-owned businesses, like Home Depot, Walmart, Costco, like you name it. A lot of these companies, over 50% are American companies. So if Canadians decide that, you know what, let's skip over these businesses, yes, we're going to lose Canadian jobs, but American billionaires are going to suffer. So that is the first thing. So yeah, so I'm looking at this as, yes, it's going to be bad for the economy, but some good is coming out of it. And I'm seeing Canadians being more patriotic than I've ever seen before. And I'm loving it. Yeah, one of the other things I want to talk about too is like this trade war. Canada, in particular, Canada and the United States of America, over 80% of people that go to the Caribbean, tourists, comes from America and Canada. Canada and America make up over 80% of tourists that goes to the Caribbean. So this is going to have like a big impact on tourism for 2025. And as I said, there are some good and there are some bad things happening. But looking at the bright side, one of the things that I hear coming out of Jamaica is that because the winter tourist season so far in Jamaica is start off a bit slow because of what is going on, because the uncertainty of the climate now, once Donald Trump got inaugurated and started talking about tariff, people were expecting to brace themselves for the worst. So a lot of Americans are not traveling at this moment. A lot of Canadians are not traveling. So this could have a ripple effect and it could affect what is going on in the Caribbean. On the bright side of it though, like what I'm hearing coming out of Jamaica is that like a lot of those all-inclusive hotels that last year at this time you would book a room for like $300 per night. Because of what is going on now, they are dropping the rates. So you can get like all-inclusive like 150, 200 per night. So for people who still want to travel from Canada and America, like this is the perfect time to travel going anywhere in the Caribbean, because a lot of the Caribbean islands are dropping their rate. And America, as I say, Americans and Canadians make up 80% of people who go to the Caribbean. And it's because of proximity. Canada, America, like a 4-hour flight, a 1-hour flight from Miami to Jamaica, 1-hour flight to Barbados. So it makes sense why we would make up so much of tourists that goes to the Caribbean. And so, yeah, so take advantage of it if you're anywhere in America and you want to go enjoy the sun, sand, and sea. You know, now is the perfect time because the prices are going down. So that is some good coming out of it. Another thing that I want to talk about is I saw an article that in 2024, Canadians spend $20 billion traveling to America as tourists. Canadian tourists pumped $20 billion US in the American economy. Since this whole trade war started, there's like a shutdown. Like travel to America has come to like a complete halt. Like you see promotion running on TV, people talking on the radio, on social media. Do not, whatever you do as a Canadian, do not travel to America. Stay in Canada, travel local, travel to a different province, enjoy Canada, spend back your money in Canada. So that is another good thing in terms of being patriotic that is coming out of Canada. So a lot is going on. And another thing that I'm going to do, I am going to the LCBO right now. The LCBO is a liquor store. And this liquor store is run by the government of Canada. And what people don't know, like you'd have to live in Canada to know this, is that the Canadian government control 100% of spirits, wine, like any type of alcohol that comes into Canada goes through the government. So it's a government company. The LCBO a government company, and it's considered the biggest alcohol company in the entire world. So once Donald Trump tariff took effect yesterday, the Premier of Ontario and a lot of Premier across the country said, you know what? One of the retaliation that we're going to do is we're going to take off $1 billion worth of American alcohol off our shelf. And they can just do that in one day. So that is what yesterday, like you go to any of the LCBO stores, they were pulling alcohols off the shelf. So I'm going to drive out to the LCBO store now, and I'm going to give you a tour of what it looks like without American alcohol in the LCBO store. So just come with me and I'll show you. Here at Carib 21, I'm on a mission to showcase the vibrant culture and the breathtaking beauty of the Caribbean while showcasing our culture and what is trending. If you want to support me on this mission, please subscribe. And if you also want to support, you can hit the comment section and buy me a cup of coffee. In order to buy me a cup of coffee, you can follow these instructions. Just click more. You will see the link to buy me a cup of coffee. Click the link. You can purchase 1 or 2 cups of coffee, and you'll be helping me to fulfill this mission. Thank you. Okay, now, so I'm at the LCBO. You can see the LCBO store behind me. I just pulled up, and I'm going to go inside, and I'm just going to give you a look inside how it looks after the Premier Doug Ford of Ontario gave orders yesterday to remove all American alcohol from off the shelf. And as I said, that's Canada. The LCBO in Ontario purchased over $1 billion worth of alcohol from the United States of America. And as I explained in my previous video, is that the government of Ontario, the government of Canada, every single alcohol that comes into the country comes in under the government, under the LCBO. They are like a retailer and a wholesaler for alcohol in Canada. So that's a big deal. Like they have the power to remove every single American alcohol from Canada, and that is what's happening. So let me give you a look at inside. And for the purpose, they're always playing music, so I might have to play some music over it, or to do a voiceover so I don't get a copyright strike. So let me give you a tour of inside LCBO. Okay guys, so I'm just coming out of the LCBO, and as you can see, like it was empty. There's no American alcohol in the LCBO. Like the shelves were emptied off yesterday of all like American beers, American booze, American wines. And as I said, it was like over like $1 billion worth of alcohol was moved from the shelf, and that is just in Ontario. So yep. The Premier means business. I went in and, I got, a bottle of wine just, so I'm not just walking around videoing and not purchasing. But that is what it looks like in the LCBO. And as I said, Canadians mean business. And I know Canadians love their American booze, their American wines. But, I was so surprised that Canadians were so supportive. They're like, yeah, we know we love our wine, we love our whiskey, whatever, but we'll use the alternative or we'll do without. So, that is what's happening in Canada in terms of the trade war that's going on. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. sound off and let me know your thoughts about this. How long do you think that this trade war is going to continue? Do you think Donald Trump is going to eventually say, you know what, let's just call it a day? Or do you think Donald Trump is just going to be stubborn and continue, and this is going to go on for months? So sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.